Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today we're doing another craft.
That's right, folks. This is going to be a Western craft to go along with the dwarven mines that are coming out from Dungeons and Lasers. And it looks like we probably won't be getting them this month, probably next month, but that'll give us more time to work on other stuff. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way, as much as we'd like to have the new stuff from Dungeons and Lasers. You know, another week, it just gives us more time to clear off our work tables and make room for more stuff. So, starting with the pink XPS foam, I made a rectangle shape. I'm not sure exactly what the dimensions are, but it's about 8 inches by maybe 6. We cut the beam into 3 sections, 2 8-centimeter sections here, and 1 9-centimeter section here. We then drew on the beam template here. He's going to be cutting out this doorway and cutting off these corner edges with an Olfa knife so that it's not just a perfect squared mine entrance. We will be putting these actual locally sourced rocks and gluing them to the front to make it look more, mine and natural looking instead of trying to do everything
I
with...
believe we're also going to cut it and carve things out.
Yeah.
So that they're not all exactly on the same.
Yeah, so it's a little
thing.
uneven. And he's going to start with that.
Yes.
Olfa knife activated.
Okay.
Pick your length. Get this out of the way. Get these other pieces out of the way. Get the rocks out of the way. We also need to pick up some more rocks because I thought I had enough, but we have a special place we go to get the rocks. I took 2 pieces of foam core and glued them together. And whenever you're going to do something like that, make sure you let the glue dry and put this... I put this actually under my Dungeons and Dragons books for 24 hours so that it did not warp and came out straight.
Hours.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. And I also painted a little area in the mine entrance because we're going to glue on this set of railway tracks that I got from making a mold of another piece. And I'll glue that down. I'm also going to use some little decorative bits. This is a 3D printed bucket. I've got a pickaxe that I also... Yeah. I'm actually, that's a good idea. I should probably get some barrels and put those laying around outside the entrance to make it look like, people were working here. I'm also waiting on a piece from the new Dungeons and Lasers stretch goal pieces, which is a mine cart on a small piece of rail. And if it fits, I'm going to put it right here in front to show that, that there's a mine cart and, that it's that kind of a mine. Although I suspect that the rails might not line up, in which case I'll just make another mold here, place that one there, and I have an end piece that I'll put here so that you know where the rails end, because there's no reason for them to have these mine tracks, go on, to infinity.
Yeah.
But if I need to, I'll make another mine, a pickaxe mold here. This one turned out a little bent.
Okay.
For some reason, and I didn't really like the way it came out. But I also have some other molds handy just in case I mix up too much milliput. But for starters, let's move on. Let's go on to the milliput and make that other track section. You have a problem with the knife?
No, it was just wasn't locking correctly for some reason.
You got to push it forward as much as possible.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that knife is probably more than 20 years old, and it's still, for me, it works like a champ. But remember what I told you? Just make drawing cuts, one long line, punch.
Yeah, I did that.
And just keep doing it, and eventually, if you put enough pressure, it will come all the way
Did you
through.
try to do a sawing motion though?
No, don't do that. That's a little more dangerous.
I don't think any of us have ever cut ourselves on this thing.
Not with the open knife, no. Actually, I might have in the old days, but not lately. The X-Acto knife is usually our nemesis when it comes to these things.
Why does it...
Keep pushing in?
Yeah.
Here, let me try to lock it for you. No, it's in a locked position. It can't go any...
Yeah, I mean, I can't move it. It's just, I guess,
Maybe it's just the tension that the blade is, coming across when it's trying to cut through that material. The material is...
It does it as well. Just trying to...
You want me to do it and then you can mix up the millipede?
I don't think that's the case.
Okay. There you go. When you hear that snap, that means you've broken through the other edge. And don't worry if you cut a little too far across those beam lines, as long as you can... Okay.
Okay, maybe it wasn't locked enough. That doesn't look locked enough. Just want to get a decent amount first. No, try to lock it. I don't think that's enough.
It's not locking at all.
Really?
Look, if it's...
Yeah, I don't think that's locked enough. There.
Maybe
It wasn't locked enough.
move this all the way to your chest so that there's no chance of you hurting yourself or the table. And once again, I think I mixed up too much millipede, but that's okay. I've got the molds on standby. But this should be a pretty easy craft for most of you folks. You can even do this with regular styrofoam if you can't find the pink stuff.
But you also need you did cutting thing.
A good knife, yeah.
Well, because styrofoam is made of a bunch of...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, you can use... you know what? I haven't worked with real styrofoam in a while. I mean, literally...
Have you ever?
Yeah, oh yeah, I used to make stuff all the time. One of my favorite things to do with it was to make terrain for... was it Man-O-War? Games Workshop had a fantasy sailing ship battle game that my friends and I used to play, and I would make islands and things like that to battle our ships around. It looks like it's... You just keep using the line as your guide. And if you guys don't have the blue stuff and a piece of railroad track to copy, I recommend you just either forego the railroad tracks entirely, or maybe go to your local hobby store and see if you can find some, model train railroad tracks to put in there instead. I was fortunate enough to get some mine pieces
That's not good.
for Christmas. What, did you cut at an angle or?
No, I didn't cut it at an angle. I just did this.
Oh, that's okay. You're not going to see that side, and we're gonna.
Well, yeah, but that implies something bad in the inside.
No, we're gonna rough up the insides of the mine entrance anyways, and then cover it in black. And we were tempted to put a tea light in there to light up the entrance, but it's something you wouldn't see during the daytime, and you might not see it all. So we're going to make a different craft that will actually use a tea light this time instead of the mine, although if you want to put one in there and you can find a way to put it in there, that'd be pretty spiffy. But we also want to make sure that this is more or less compatible with the Dungeons and Lasers pieces. So I measured out everything, so hopefully it will not be too big.
It's good?
Yeah, that's perfect. What are you talking about? Now you want to use the X-Acto for jagging?
This?
Oh, no, for the other. You go ahead and cut those curved lines out, and then if you want, you can start roughing up the front end and edge of the mine entrance.
That squeaking noise.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as bad as the paint cleaner. By the way, did we ever make a shorter version of that without needing to?
The Sonic cleaner?
Yeah, the Sonic.
No, we didn't. We should.
Well, maybe not a shorter version of that. But basically, just explain what we wanted to say.
You know,
without
once we get some good editing software, we can probably
just take the video,
take the audio out and shorten the entire video,
because
that's probably our least favorite video we've ever done.
It's objectively the worst.
Yes, there's no argument there.
Just
Although it's not my least favorite.
That goes to a video that.
It will remain nameless, but it's on.
Even though I'm pretty sure I know which one it is. Is it the?
We did something similar recently.
Yeah, it's not my least favorite video. Do you want me to say what my least favorite video is?
Yeah, go ahead. What is it?
It's actually it's not fully my least favorite video, but it's actually the blue stuff and green stuff world video.
Really?
Yeah, I liked the video, but we said some incorrect things in it.
Oh yeah.
Almost most of the things we said there.
Well, we learned a lot from actually doing, and using the products and finding out the hard way.
I mean, I liked making the video. I don't think it was a bad video. I just think we
were
wrong.
Factually incorrect. Yes, we learned our lessons the hard way, and now we do everything
the better way.
And you know what? I think you were responsible for figuring out a lot of what we were doing wrong. I think.
Yeah, but also the first time that you made something with a milliput mold was actually the correct way.
You think so?
Yeah, I kind of know that because I didn't see you make it, but I did see the actual mold. I don't think it's in the video because I think we boiled it.
Yeah.
Allergies.
Yeah, little guy's been fighting allergies all week.
Because it's that time of year.
Excellent. Okay, there you have it. That will be ready tomorrow to pop out and glue on to the front of this particular track. And I may have to add some more desert yellow, of course, to the ground. We will also be covering this area with sand and rocks in addition to the little bits of terrain that we're going to glue on there. Hopefully,
it's going to go straight on.
it's okay. We can bevel those edges. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that noise is something it takes a little getting used to. Since I have this extra milliput, because I always over measure, I'm gonna make, these are some heritage fire beetles and giant ticks that I don't have enough of in my collection, so I'm just gonna make some more. Since they're out of print, nobody's gonna mind. I don't think. I hope.
We should probably see if we can make a 2-part mold one day, but
Yeah, we definitely need to learn how to do that. It's not really so much learning how to do it. It's
testing it out on something.
Yeah, and having the confidence and to not really care if it messes up. And since getting to restock our milliput supply sometimes is a little difficult with our schedule, getting out there on the weekends. We want to try to be a little frugal with this stuff. It's one of our most used craft tools, supplies.
Should I just keep doing
Don't make it too deep, and you're probably going to want.
Oh yeah, I forgot this is the half one. Oh.
Yeah, you're not going to go all the way through.
That's bad.
Well, you can just bevel the cut, go at an angle, and just dig out a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be even a little bit more than a little too thick, but
Huh?
yeah, we'll find
I
out.
think that's enough.
Yeah, we'll deal with it. We just add more rocks.
Oh yeah.
We just fill up all the cavities that we make. We want this to really look more,
That's getting thin.
natural, and despite what some people think, the styrofoam or foam or other things you can use as rocks, they just don't look right to us, and we'd rather them,
There are very few things that we would say that the non-natural versions are better. Some of those things are things that are almost impossible to get a natural version.
Yeah.
Like you can't get natural grass because that's too big.
Yeah.
And also it'll die.
Yeah, and change color and.
That's in the process.
Some techniques are better than others, and we've every.
The only issue I have with sand is it's too big.
Yeah.
Because it's real sand.
Yeah.
And it's good for gravel, but that's about it. I mean, it looks good still.
every crafter that you guys probably watch on YouTube, they all have their own, ways of doing things and their own techniques, and you'll find your own way as you're doing these crafting projects. You'll find stuff that you like better than others, despite what other people say. So just feel free to experiment, find your own path when you're making these crafts, because there is no wrong way. If it looks good to you, that's all that matters. And if you guys continue liking what we do, then eventually you'll find your own way. Though there's no rules when it comes to these things. You experiment, you have fun, and if you make something that doesn't look good, then chalk it up as a learning experience and find another way. Okay, I have a little bit left. Do I want to try and make another pickaxe, or I don't think I'm actually going to be able to make.
What about the gem thing? Do you think that's going to?
Oh yeah, I really don't know. We're gonna have to be. I'm pretty sure we made a 1-part mold of a sort of a gem formation, and it's so deep that we're probably gonna have to destroy the mold to get it to work right. So I didn't want to bring that out because it's really awful. I should have. It's something we should have made a 2-part mold of. I don't know. This blue stuff really has come in quite handy. You can get yourself some and start making copies of things that you just can't find anymore. We just recently joined a couple of old school Dungeons and Dragons and miniature pages on Facebook, and hopefully we can plug them later on the channel after I get permission to, advertise. I'm just going to add a little bit more here.
I'm surprised I didn't think of that.
Oh, with that? Yeah, I would have done it a little.
Probably shouldn't have broke it off. I should have
Cut it off. Yeah, but we'll save it. We'll save it. We'll use it for some bricks later on down the road.
at least something close to being correctly sized bricks.
Yeah. Hey, those were fine.
Yeah, they looked good, but were they accurate?
Yeah, there's no set in stone measurement for bricks when it came to megalithic structures.
True, but I don't think they made bricks as tall as, barely.
You ever seen the pyramids?
Was it a pyramid?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Egyptian. It wasn't a pyramid. Smart guy. Okay. I don't feel bad about over.
No, I think it does look good. It's just, it was way easier, but
yeah, if we
somehow had the time to make the bricks smaller, well, I think this would actually be a more accurate size for each brick.
Probably.
But we're not gonna cut out a bunch of those to get bricks.
Now I'm going to super glue this rail down.
And are you gonna use accelerant?
No.
Does it melt it?
I don't know. That's why I'm not going to use the accelerant.
I really hate that sound.
Really? I kind of like it.
You like?
Yeah, I kind of do. It reminds me of all the times that I've cut styrofoam in the past, and brings back good memories.
It actually reminds me of bad memories.
Okay, let's make sure that's nice and
straight.
Yeah, it does kind of have the same sound of rubbing a balloon.
I kind of very much dislike it.
Oh, well, you want me to cut?
No.
Okay, you're having fun cutting. I can see that.
There. Oh, wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, I would have actually used the X-Acto knife for most of that.
Maybe.
I would have made smaller.
Whoa. What? That's very weird.
It might just be a sharper blade.
No, it feels like cutting through clay for some weird reason.
Well, we'll just have you finish that one out, and then we'll call it a night, because looks like it's taking you quite a while to cut through all that.
Yeah, but it's the most efficient way to do it.
Yeah. It's also pretty messy, huh?
It makes less sounds.
Oh, okay.
But that's what I was worried about.
Just be careful when you're cutting towards yourself like that, because you really shouldn't. Some people will say, have different opinions on cutting towards yourself. Sometimes the more experienced person will do that, but a newbie, definitely don't want to be cutting towards yourself, because that's how accidents happen. Emergency rooms get visited.
No, not yet.
No.
No, there's no real way to save it.
That's okay. You're doing fine. Don't worry about the little particles. They're gonna pile up. And I'm guessing I'm gonna end up doing the cleanup because it is a school night.
You want to end it here?
No, you didn't finish it off.
Okay. Are you gonna paint that or?
You know what? I
Should?
don't have a paintbrush, but I can get one. Yeah, I'll finish it up. I'll
Make
escape
the
from the
cuts.
prison here.
Just that's where I should be doing that, and I might as well make it a bit easier. Or a bit, well, that was a very clean cut.
What was that?
Oh, it's just I cut this, and it's very smooth. Well, not smooth, but not. Yeah, I guess that's the right word. Make a few cuts, and I think wait a minute. How far can I actually get that?
You alright over there?
What?
Oh my goodness.
And the dog is barking.
We're gonna have to get a muzzle for him so that doesn't happen again.
That's a bad idea. Well, I mean, objectively, I guess it's a good idea, but no.
You don't like that.
We already have one.
You're right, we
We
did.
don't need to get one, though. Why would we want to
We
get
already have
one?
one.
And why would we want to put it on the dog?
Just so we don't have that in the background.
But it's worse for the dog. It's worse for him.
I will be putting sand over most of this entire base here, but if you don't pre-paint the underside, the sand will sort of reflect this white background.
Because that's...
Yeah, sand is semi-clear.
It's not clear, it's just, well...
That's why I said semi.
Or I don't think it's that. I think it's... And maybe some sand, or some of the things that is in sand.
Yeah, a little glass or whatever
Not
you want to
glass,
call
but
it.
quartz. And other things. I mean, sand is as sand. Glass.
I sense a sand joke coming up.
No, I'm not going to do it.
No?
I actually wasn't thinking of that.
Okay. He doesn't like sand, so he makes jokes.
I actually kind of like some sand. It depends if it's irritating. Oh, but actually, a beach sand is pretty neat.
Isn't that what we're using?
I'm pretty sure it's beach sand.
It's in the beach bucket.
Yeah, we went to the beach a few years ago and got a bit large bucket of sand. It's not actually that large. It's a regular bucket.
It's one of those kid buckets.
Yeah. I don't think the planets are running out of sand.
No.
Or that beach specifically.
Yeah, I don't think any of them are. I really want to go to that beach that has all those bits of broken glass that are all colored, and
Yeah, that would look pretty neat.
but I hear they won't let you take any of that home, which is
But I mean, it's a
That's
rare thing that it's like that.
Yeah, but I
It's
guarantee you, if you go to one of the shops, you could buy bags of it. You know.
They want to make money.
Yeah. It's not about the dwindling resource. Because
Okay.
there's a never-ending supply of garbage in the ocean. And
Yeah, but it takes effort to do that.
they could speed it up. Dump more bottles.
That's the greatest idea.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible.
But anyways, I'm almost done. You're almost done with half of it.
Yeah.
And I am. This is gonna be a bit of a problem, I think. Oh, nope, never mind.
Well, before we go, let's throw some rocks in there just so they can get an idea.
And I've actually been cutting a bit downwards.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Very.
I think you're getting the idea.
Did it?
Okay, dump out all the little particles.
That's a lot of little particles.
Now lay it flat. And throw some rocks in those places and see if you can kind of recreate. I actually took a photograph of the original layout of the rocks so that we know where we're going to put them, which is a good tip for you folks if you ever need to do something like that. Take a photograph of it so that you know what you did the first time and you can go back to the photograph. Most people have a phone that has a camera on it.
That's how most devices work now.
Yeah, well, in the old days it wasn't the case. And we'll probably hot glue these rocks in.
Because,
Anything else is just probably not going to hold them.
yeah, it
White
melts.
glue and
Well, white glue is...
white glue just it won't be strong enough. Super glue will melt it.
Does this work?
Yeah, so flip it
Unless
over.
any of those were...
Flip it over. I'm not sure, but you get the idea. It'll
Okay.
keep the rocks in
Jammed
there,
it
as opposed to just gluing them on flat. If you did that, if you
would
drop the
work
actual
nicely.
terrain, it could break the glue bond, and then everything would just fall off. I've had that sort of thing happen before. Especially if you're not using hot glue. Even hot glue can do that. But the glue
Yeah,
bond,
hot glue.
gluing to
Well, actually, no, I've noticed. If you are gluing something inside of another thing, and it's like you fill something with hot glue and put something in it, it is near impossible to remove it.
Oh, okay.
But if you're gluing two thin connection points to each other with hot glue,
Yeah.
it's a terrible idea
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're gonna see.
Got a sneeze?
No, I thought it was good.
Just say watermelon. Ooh, too much paint.
That was a lot of paint.
Yeah. But I'll finish it up.
What was I gonna say?
Hot glue joints.
Oh yeah, it's a terrible idea because you'll see the glue. Allergies.
You need to blow your nose.
Maybe. What was I gonna say?
The hot glue joints.
Oh yeah,
Gluing flat edges.
not gluing flat edges, gluing thin things. That's what happened with the two mantis things, which, by the way, I'm probably gonna remake because I think they're a bit too big. But
Nope, I didn't want to put paint there.
well,
Right here, because that's where the glue is going to go.
because hot glue is it's really weird how it works because it's not sticky once it dries.
Yeah.
But it's also not that it's not that it seals it. It's not that it holds stuff together by just fusing it together in a way. Not really, but I think you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yes.
I'm having a hard time thinking right now.
It's okay.
That time of year.
Yeah, allergies are something new for him. He didn't have them last year, and for some reason they're really hitting him pretty hard this year. So
Why?
probably just different amount of pollen in the air this year. Maybe it's just
Maybe. I mean, those purple plants that grew out there haven't come back yet.
yeah. I was just thinking about that the other day.
And I
with
think
these.
it takes a while for them to come back, though.
Yeah, but we usually start seeing them. We've got these weird. I think they're some sort of weed actually, but they're really cool looking. Actually, maybe not because I saw them in those flower pots over by the grocery store. But let's just show this off.
They die every year.
Basically, it's going to be like this, and we may have to trim off some edges here. I may have mismeasured, but there you're going to have it just like
I
that.
think that one's because I cut it.
Okay.
And it was, yeah.
But there you have it. That'll be our mine entrance. That'll be usable for a lot of games like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, even as a piece of, background terrain for dioramas or things like that. But I've seen a bunch of other people who made much more complicated mine entrances, and some that just looked terrible because it was just like a hill with a doorway into it, and they just look like that's got to go straight down. This you can just you get the idea, folks. But this is going to be our first real Western craft of the month, right?
Real.
Yeah. And we will be back Sunday when he paints the undead dragon, which will take him all of about 8 minutes.
Well, it'll require the painting, and then it will be. I don't really think there's going to be dry brushing. It's going to be base coats and then a few washes, and that's it.
A ton of washes.
A ton, yeah.
Unfortunately, we just ordered some more paint, so we'll see you guys Sunday. Have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and we'll see you soon.
Check out our other things if you're interested in them.
Oh, yes.
And, yeah, good night.